Season 3 of Bates was always kind of, in our minds, the turning point season of the show.
She's becoming aware that there's parts of him that she doesn't fully understand.
Norma is kind of afraid of Norman.
Because they're so close, these little movements have huge ramifications between them.
And as the relationship with his mom starts to change, he starts to change.
I'm not a little boy, Mother.
What we really wanted was the audience to actually fall in love with these characters and then start to change the landscape.
How could you do that?
Because, Norman, you have no idea what it's like to be your mother!
You know, Norma is a woman who has grand visions for her life, and the gap between her expectations and aspirations and the reality of her life is really where the drama is for the character.
Get out of the car!
You know, she had a tough childhood. She was not psychologically or emotionally raised, so she doesn't have a full set of tools.
Norman!
She is starting to be aware of aspects of him that she can't explain away that are scary.
I didn't kill Annika! I drove her into town!
I know, Norman, I know.
And him feeling that, separation and that rejection from this person who he was always so incredibly close to and emotionally feels like he's bonded to her for his very survival.
The center point of Norman's life has been his relationship with Norma, his mother, and as that starts to drift away from him, he becomes unhinged. You know, he is so afraid of losing his mother that he's kind of capable of doing anything.
Did you kill her?
Mother, stop it.
You know, Norman starts to imagine this other Norma, who Carrie and I refer to her as Bad Norma. The real Norma is trying to keep Norman safe. The bad Norma is full of anger and retribution, and some of these mental images are sort of telling him and guiding him to do dark things.
The disorder he has, which is DID, dissociative identity disorder, is actually aggravated by feelings of stress. And everything that stresses him and leads to his disorder is about her being taken away.
Mother, stop it! You're scaring me!
Leave me the hell alone!
Norman is convinced she's never going to come back. The only thing he can do to sort of fill this void of his mother's absence is to kind of become his mother in her absence.
Norman? Norman's sleeping. Give me the blackberries. They're on the bottom shelf.
You know, for Norman, there is a critical and large part of his personality which is occupied by his mother. So if his real mother is not there, then that void needs to be filled by an imagined version of his mother.
Even if him being attracted to another woman is in a way a threat, because he is imagining that his mother needs him the same way that he needs her, and that she would therefore be jealous of this woman.
Norman.
I can't. I've gotta.
Don't go.
I think on the one hand, like any young guy at his age with a pulse, like he's got an enormous sex drive, but his mom has basically really pounded it into his head that like sex is bad and that, you know, there's so many negative consequences of sex. And obviously all around him, he's seen, you know, sort of sex in all of its worst forms and permutations. So, you know, when sexual feelings arise in Norman, they collide with these thoughts in his head and they send him spinning into kind of a dark place.
Climax is in one of the best ever Vera Farmiga, Freddie Highmore, Norman scenes.
What's wrong, Norman?
Don't turn the light on.
And he confesses, he says, this is what this doctor said, and I think it might be true.
He thinks that I'm attracted to you. Sexually.
in her amazing resilience, just snaps the light on and is like, you are not attracted to me.
It is completely normal. You are developing sexually. You're just confused. It's silly.
And she just does the best job of talking him down. And it's actually a moment of her that you really admire her as a parent. And she manages to calm him and to put his mind at ease and to reconnect with him. And it's a beautiful scene. It's one of my favorites we've ever done.
In a way, what we really wanted to do was sort of subvert the expectations of the original Psycho movie. You know, if you watch the original Psycho, you think Norman Bates is this guy whose mother was this horrible shrew who sort of berated him into becoming crazy. But when you watch our show, what you realize is that Norma is a woman who's loved her son dearly and is sort of hoping against hope that he doesn't turn into the guy that he does turn into. But in fact, her sort of smothering affection maybe catalyzes his change in behavior.
Mother would like to talk to you.
What are you talking about?
Pull over.
What? Norman!
And I think, you know, for the audience, it's really compelling to sort of realize that Norman has now finally evolved into being a version of the guy that we knew from that movie.
Norman, she was a mess. I did her a favor. Poor girl was on a death wish. And more importantly, she was going to take you away from me, right? I could never let that happen.
Yes, Mother.